Welcome to the 2022. Did I get that right? Lambtown Festival preview. My name is Roy Clemens. I'm joined with Kira Delaney, who is one of my fellow board members. And we're just going to talk a little bit about what is coming up next weekend, or if you're watching this in a few days, it'll be what's coming up this weekend. That's October 1st and 2nd of 2022. We will be at the Dixon Mayfair, the fairgrounds there in Dixon, 655 South First Street. And Kira, what do you want to lead off with? We've got all kinds of things to talk about between workshops and different events. So what do you think we should start with?
There is so much. So first of all, I just want to mention our website is lambtown.org, and from there you can navigate to more details on everything we're going to be talking about. And in a lot of cases, do some things in advance, like pay your entry admission fee and order merchandise pre-order so it's ready and waiting for you. I think we should actually go through the website and kind of start at the top and go through it. So starting under the home tab, we can talk a little bit about admission. We have a few options for admission. You can pay at the gate, but you can also pay online and skip the ticket line and just show your admission ticket and walk right into the festival. We've got options for Saturday only admission or Sunday only admission. So that's October 1st and October 2nd, $10 a day for adults and free for kids 17 and under. There's also a great deal if you want to come for the full weekend. It'll be $15. So you get half off one of those 2 days. And we have a special option that we call our super supporter admission. And that one is what it sounds like. It is extra support for our local nonprofit festival. It's $40. You get the full weekend admission, and we'll have a special gift for you waiting at the info desk if you go check in once you arrive.
That's it. I'm excited about those super supporters. That's something we started last year during the pandemic, and people really loved the swag that we handed out there. And this year we even got some very custom super supporter stickers. I don't know if I'm supposed to leak that or not, but I'm telling everybody we got little special swag just for the super supporter.
Absolutely. And we have that for the first 40 super supporters. Some of those spaces have been taken, but there is still room to sign up in a super supporter position if you'd like to.
That's it.
All right.
Okay.
So
I was just going to pop in and say, if anybody has any questions out there, feel free to pop them into the chat or the Q&A. We'll try and keep an eye on both of them and make sure that we cover them in the next 25 minutes or so here before we get on to the sheep shawl judging.
Yeah, and if you're watching this recorded, you can email info@lambtown.org if you have any questions that aren't covered on our website. We have a lot of information there. So hopefully you'll find the answers you need, but if not, feel free to reach out to us. Right, moving through just our website, kind of showing you everything that's there. Next up is accessibility. Our fairgrounds, we're at the Dixon May Fairgrounds. It's a state fairgrounds, and all the buildings and the bathrooms are ADA compliant. There are pathways between the buildings that are paved. We have seating available in a lot of places of the fairgrounds, not everywhere, but if you do need to take a rest, you should be able to find a good spot to do that. Of course, service dogs are welcome, and they do need to be kept on leash at all times. We do have sheep at the show, so we want to be careful that everybody feels safe, even the sheep.
Yeah, as much as we'd love to have everybody bring their own dogs, only working dogs, whether it's sheep or service, are allowed on site.
That's right. We have sheep dogs too. So you'll see some working dogs rounding up sheep in our demos.
That's it.
We do have accessible parking spaces. They're at the very front of the fairgrounds parking lot, which is directly across from the main gate. If you have any questions, of course, on accessibility and accommodation, email us and we will do our best to get you taken care of as quickly as possible. So for COVID-19 restrictions, currently there are none for events at our size, just coming down from the state or the county. We definitely advise everyone who's coming, whether they're an attendee or a vendor, to take any precautions that they deem necessary for their own safety. Vaccinations are not required to enter the fairgrounds, but are highly encouraged for the safety of everyone. We'll keep our doors and windows open for ventilation whenever it's possible, and we strongly recommend masks when you're inside any of the buildings. We'll have hand sanitation or wash stations throughout the fairgrounds, as well as the restrooms, of course, have sinks. And for workshops, COVID-19 vaccinations is required since those are indoors for a long period of time. And masks are not required for workshops, but are strongly recommended. So that gets us through our safety and accessibility part. Roy, do you want to talk about the schedule?
Yeah, sure. And I did see a couple people already pop some things into Q&A, so we can address those in a second. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but let's see. Let's talk about hours first. So hours, we are 9 to 5 on Saturday, 9 to 4 on Sunday. Many of the events start at either 9 or 10 a.m. So make sure that you get there early if that's what you're looking for. Let's see, every other hour at the sheep demonstration barn, we will have either a sheepdog demonstration or a sheep shearing demonstration. So that's going all week long. We're gonna have a lot of that going on. That's one of our more popular events. It's one of the things that's great for kids and family. And both the shearing demo and the sheepdog demo are really good interactive. Once they do their demonstrations, they leave a lot of time for Q&A. And so if you have any questions about that, or why is the dog doing this? How does it actually turn the sheep, or any questions about sharing, it's a great spot for it. So let's see. On Saturday, we have the wool show judging, which starts nice and early at 10 a.m. And right after that will be the fine fiber show judging. So that's your alpaca, your mohair, your cashmere, those kinds of things. And then once that's done, we ask everybody to leave, and not the whole show, just that little Madden Hall part. And we rearrange the fleece, and then the wool show and the wool sale and fine fiber sale happens after that. So that's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you want to get one of those primo fleece that you saw in the fleece sale, you really need to line up early and make sure you're there by 3 o'clock. And let's see, what else goes on Saturday, Kira? I know we've got workshops continuing on Saturday.
We've got morning and afternoon workshops on Saturday. We have the judging of the knit and crocheted textiles, which starts at noon. On Sunday, we'll have the judging of the skeins and the woven and felting textiles at noon as well, to make it easy. We also have some meetups, which are kind of a fun way to interact with other participants. So on Saturday at 10:30, there's a stitch marker swap. So if you make or purchase stitch markers, you can meet up and exchange them with other attendees. And it's kind of a nice icebreaker to meet some of the other folks who are there. We also have a BIPOC meetup at 2 o'clock on Saturday, and that's in a private room in one of our classroom buildings. And then on Sunday, also at 2 o'clock, we'll have an LGBTQIA+ meetup, again in a private room in a classroom. So those are spaces for people for those communities to meet together in a safe space. And allies, we love you, but these are meetups that are specifically for those groups. For everyone else, you've got the whole rest of the festival, and the stitch marker swap again is a great place to meet. So I think that looks like Saturday. Oh, Woolly Adventures. I don't think you mentioned Woolly Adventures.
You're right. Yeah.
It's kind of all day, every day, but it's good to mention.
How could I forget that one? So Woolly Adventures is a great space. We kind of jokingly said ages 4 to 94. Come if you don't know anything about spinning or weaving or felting. It's a great way to come on out and just kind of get some hands-on practice. I know that my very young son, who's just over 3, I know he's just started spinning, so I know it's something that he's gonna be in there and figuring out how to do a little bit of felting and things like that. So if you have little ones, or even just middle school, high school, anybody who doesn't really know anything yet about what it is that we can do with wool, it's a great place to get started. And we also have other just sheep themed crafts like just coloring and things like that. So it's a great place to come, bring the kids, hang out, and everything, just like the whole festival, everything is always sheep and lamb and wool related. So we try to do every activity that we do here through the eyes of that lens. And Woolly Adventures runs all day long. It's free. So there's no charge for that. So for the kids, you get them in the gate for free. We have activities for free. I know that's one of the things as a young parent I'm always concerned about is, oh boy, what's this going to cost me? But you show up, the kids are free, and they get to have fun for free, which is pretty awesome too.
Wonderful. Yeah. And then I think the other important thing to mention about the schedule is Sheep to Shawl on Sunday, if you want to talk about that, right?
Yeah, so Sheep to Shawl, coming up in 18 minutes here, we're going to do the virtual division. And we're going to do the fairgrounds division on Sunday. And so that starts, I believe, at 10 a.m. That'll go until about 2 o'clock. We have Stephanie Bosted returning as our judge for that. And the really fun nuance or wrinkle, I guess you could say, that we have for this year is we are going to be able to judge the virtual division against the fairgrounds division. I think that's probably the one thing. I saw somebody just put a question in, what are we excited about? I'm really excited to see the virtual division champion that we're going to find out today go up against the fairgrounds division champion, because it's something that has never been done before, having this kind of a hybrid competition. So I'm really excited about that. Really excited to have a competition where we actually kind of have two different judges going at it. I should say three, really, because we have Kay and San doing the virtual here, and then we have Stephanie doing the fairgrounds division, and then we get one champion out of that. So I'm really excited about that. And also, I should say about Sheep to Shawl, we have a barn for Sheep to Shawl. It's an open air barn. So no tents out there. I know back in 2019, we had the tents and there wasn't anywhere out of the shade for our viewers. And now we have this very large barn that's back. It's right across the alley from the sheep barn. So there's plenty of space to spread out. It's open air. So, you know, if you're worried about COVID, you can definitely keep your spacing, but you can watch, you can hang out there in the shade, and be a good place just to sit and meet and chat as well, while also getting to watch what's going on with the competition.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So moving forward, again, for folks who've just joined us, a lot of this information is at lambtown.org if you want to click through and sign up for things or read a bit more details. I do want to mention the Lambtown Festival bus, which is really a wonderful way to get to the show. So this is an idea that happened in 2019. A few local yarn shops made it happen and had a bus run to Lambtown Festival. And then they asked us to take it over, and we've expanded it. So this year we have a bus running on Saturday and one on Sunday. They pick up at in San Francisco and then in Oakland, head up to Dixon, and then head back at the end of the day. So you get a good about 6 hours at the festival. You don't have to drive. There is a fee for the bus, and that covers the admission and also a really nice goodie bag. I'm going to be taking some sneak photos of the goodie bag later today and posting them probably tomorrow. And the goodie bag is going to be worth the value of the ticket. So if you think about it right, you're getting to ride for free, which is kind of wonderful. There's a lot of great stuff in there. Quite a few of our vendors and a local yarn shop have sponsored the bus by donating things for the goodie bag, and it is really nice. And for the bus, we do have room for storage of wheelchairs and walkers. If somebody needs extra storage or other accommodation like a wheelchair lift, get in touch with us and we'll absolutely see if we can make that happen. Notice is getting short, but we will do our best for sure. All right, so let's see. I have some questions in the Q&A. A lot of these are things that we're going to be talking about. So thank you for asking questions. I think we'll answer them when we get to them, because we have 15 minutes to go. It's going really fast already.
How do you squeeze 2 days? Well, if it's workshop 4 days, how do you squeeze 4 days into 15, 30 minutes, right?
Also, this has been so much of our lives for, you know, the last year. I'm trying to get this all together. So we've been really in deep in this. So next up, I want to talk about merchandise. We're doing something a little new this year where you can pre-order your merchandise so that you know that you have the size and the color and the style that you want and it's waiting for you. And you don't have to make hard decisions when you're already deciding about what to shop at our vendors to get.
If you want this logo right here on your shirt, you can go and order it right now. Yeah.
So we've got shirts in 2 colors. We've got kid sizes and adult sizes. So it runs from kid small up to adult 3.
Oh, looks like we lost Kira. You still there? Oh, we lost her video. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for her to come back. We were talking about merchandise. We do have merchandise available, as Kira said, from adult small to 3X, and we also have it available in kid sizes. There you are. Welcome back, Kira.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah. I was trying to pick up where you left off with the merchandise, but I stumbled a little bit. So I know we have 2 colors. We have a nice lime green and a navy blue, and we have adult sizes. I believe it was adult small through 3X, as well as some kid sizes, which I'm excited about for my little guy. We also have 3 styles of bags. There's 3 different graphics, so we have 3 styles of bags. And what else did I miss on that, Kira?
For the shirts, at 3 styles too. So we have the one with the logo that Roy has over his shoulder. We have one that says, "Have you hugged a sheep today?" And then we have one that's Lambtown Festival established. 1985, and I've got last year's version on right now.
There
So
we go.
slightly different color. Our colors today are the ones we've been using in our marketing. It's kind of a slate blue and that nice bright lime green. So you can pre-order them. They'll be ready to pick up. Anything that doesn't sell in pre-orders will be available at a merch table, which will be in Denverton Hall, one of our 2 vendor halls.
Yeah. We haven't even talked about vendors yet. Oh boy.
Yeah, we got to get to it. All right, so next up, let me just mention workshops. Quite a few of our workshops have sold out, but many of them still have room. Some of them need no experience and no materials. You just show up with an attitude for learning. Some of them you do need to have some prerequisites of knowledge, like for many to the ability to spin a consistent singles, and some you do have to bring some materials. So it'd be a good time to look at that today and sign up for anything that's interesting. There's a lot of great offerings.
Who are some of the teachers we have space with still here?
But
Besides, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kira, you have a couple of spots available still. Yeah.
Yep, I've got some room in my workshops. I'm teaching one on seaming and finishing for knitting and crochet, and then another one on tapestry weaving. So an introductory course, you don't need to know anything for that. We also have not Roy, but his father, Henry Clemens, is teaching a class Flick Pop Card and another one on blending board. Do you say primer or primer?
I'm not British, so I say primer.
Got it. It's one of those things that like I read it, I know what it is, and I just don't say it a whole lot. A lot of those words.
Yeah, and that Flick Card Pop brand new workshop we designed just for Lambtown Festival.
Yeah.
Excited about that one.
Yeah, we have room with Charlotte Elms in a workshop on pickup on the rigid heddle loom. So for that one, you need to know the basics of rigid heddle weaving. We have looms available to rent, so you don't need to bring your own. We have room in Hazel Spencer's workshop when plain weave is not plain, which is using pin looms like the kind that Hazel makes, and she'll have some to borrow to do more exciting patterns, including specifically some lace and other sort of extra patterning on top. We have a couple spots left in Fractally Speaking, which is a fractal spinning workshop with Amy Ross Manco, who's coming in from out of state for us.
Yeah, joining us from the Midwest. She used to be in Pennsylvania. I think she's in Ohio now. So it's really exciting to have somebody come and teach from all the way out there.
Yeah, I've got exactly 1 space left in Stephanie Gausted's Spinning for Weaving workshop. So if you're interested in that, grab it. There's more room in Stephanie's Spinning for Speed workshop on Thursday. The Saturday version of that one has already sold out. A couple spots left in Wet Felted Vessels, which is with
Sharon Mansfield.
Thank you. Yeah. I was thinking about Hannah, her daughter, who's the one.
Yeah.
We've got some room again with Amy Ross Manco in the Rare Breed Trek. I think that's another one that's down to just 1 or 2 spots.
And if you're into the shave them to save them breeds at all, that's a great spot to go and learn more about those guys.
Yeah, you'll get some samples of different rare breeds of sheep and get to try them out. So you would bring your spinning equipment of choice, spindle wheel or e-spinner, and learn about the different sheep while you try out their fleece. Couple spots left in, let's see. Oh yeah, we have 2 workshops with Linda Dean, Yarn Overload, which is all about trying out different yarns, different fiber contents and constructions and figuring out what they're good for, and also in the drop spindle spinning class. And then if you're interested in a workshop that's full, you'll see a link there to sign up for the wait list. These days, sometimes people have to cancel last minute, so it's worth signing up and just in case.
Yeah, a lot of things, are kind of fluid like that as far as whether a class is full or not. That's one of the things that I think I've found in all of our planning for Lambtown Festival 2022 that's been different from 18, 19, is that everything remains fluid. And I saw the one question come up about, she said, could we elaborate on food vendors this year? I think food vendors are probably one of the hardest things that we've had so far, because people are so concerned about staffing and everything is kind of fluid. So I'll just speak to that for a little bit. We have the Buckhorn Buck Truck, which has been a big staple of ours, as well as Meemaws and Peepaws, which is kind of like fair food. They have like fried goods and things like that. As well as more, traditional hot dogs and those kinds of things. Those 2 we know are coming. We have some coffee vendors that have said yes. We have some more like dessert, like pretzels and smoothies and other things like that have also said yes. And at this point, it's just making sure that they get there on the day of. So I can tell you, we definitely will have a couple of food trucks. I will also tell you, if you try to eat right between 12 and 1 p.m., you're going to have a line no matter how many food trucks we get. So I will tell you, think about that. You know, if you start eating at 11:30, or if you take a little snack early and wait until a little bit after 1 to eat, probably going to have a better chance and have a 10 to 15 minute wait max rather than a long 45-minute wait. So that's the one thing that I would say about food vendors, is just kind of think about it and bring a snack and be flexible yourself, because a lot of these guys are having real staffing issues getting out here. Yeah.
So, should we talk about vendors in general? We got a lot more to get through. So short story on vendors. We have
and then yeah, we definitely want to make sure we get those questions. But yeah.
So I think we've got 53 different vendors in our 2 vendor halls. I might be 1 or 2 off on that, but it's a good number of vendors. The halls are full, and that is a wide range. You can navigate to all their websites from lambtown.org/vendors. We've got, small farms, we've got indie dyers, we've got people who build tools, we've got people who make bags, pretty much anything you could possibly want that's in the world of fiber is going to be.
And a handful of new vendors too.
Yeah.
We have 100 Ravens, who's joining us all the way from New Hampshire. We have
Eugene Textile.
Yeah, ETC is coming down from Oregon, from Eugene, Oregon. We have Lisa Souza, who's joining us. She's been local forever and has never made the show, so she's gonna have a nice big booth in the back of Madden Hall. So really excited about some of the newer people coming in as well. So.
And then somebody had a question about a map of events and also vendors. I believe that is coming soon.
Yes. If the vendor maps aren't up yet, they will be shortly. And then also once the app is out, which somebody asked about the app, we pushed the publish button on the app. These things take a little bit of time, and then we have to polish them up and everything, and then it will be available. So whether you're on Android or whether you're on iOS or whatever it is that you use, the app will be available early part of next week. And that will also be how you navigate through the fairgrounds. We've decided to go without a booklet this year. Before we had a 8-10 page booklet. It was really nice, had a lot of information in it. We can put so much more information in the palm of your hand than we ever could put in that booklet, and everything is linked. It's a lot easier. It's a little more accessible that way. You can also take a look at it ahead of time rather than wait until you get there. The app is all kinds of fun as far as if you want to schedule your day out, like, oh, I want to attend this demonstration here, and then I want to attend this demonstration here. You can kind of create your own little menu for yourself for that day, which is really fun. And you can also take notes. So if you want to check on something later, you can take a sneak peek at all of the vendors that way. The app is really, really powerful, and we're excited to get it out there as soon as we can. Like I said, it should be in the next couple of days here.
And the vendors can even upload photos of what they have. So if you hadn't heard of them, you can check that out. They can upload PDFs. So they might have a catalog or a coupon or some kind of a free pattern or instruction sheet. So it's worth kind of digging into the vendor side of things to get to know them a bit in advance.
For sure. Yep. Okay, a couple more questions coming in here. The judge for wool and fine fleece, it's Gabrielle Men. She did the fine fiber judging for us in 2019, and this year we're expanding that to have her do both the fine fiber as well as the wool show. Gabrielle had really great feedback and really kind of held the audience for us, both in 2019 for the judging that she did, and then I know she was a fan favorite during 2020 and 21 during our virtual festival. I know a lot of people liked what she had to say and how they were able to interact with her. So I'm really looking forward to her expanding her judging for the wool show this year as well.
There's a follow-up question on that about forms of payment for buying fleeces.
Oh yeah, we like credit card. Credit card is great. Because it's so quick and easy. I don't know whether or not we'll have cash available. That's one of those things we kind of have to tidy up. Again, as I was speaking to everything being a little bit fluid earlier, it takes a little bit extra manpower, or we need a few more people in order to take cash and things like that. So I know that credit card will be available. I know that we'll have check as well. So I would say, be prepared to use your plastic if you can, and if cash is available, then we'll let you know at that time.
A couple other things I want to mention. For some people, I'm replying and typing out the answer to your question if it's already been said or if it's kind of very specific. So keep an eye out for that. On our website, we have a tab for lodging, and that covers both some hotels in the areas that have special discounts. And there's instructions. Some of them you can do the online, one you have to call in. And also camping. We have both tent camping and RV camping available on site. And you can get that in advance so that you can just drive right in and show your receipt as you go in to the gate.
Yeah, and the camping, since you're already on site, camping fees include your admission to the festival. So think about that. We're not going to make you walk out the front gate just to come back in. So once you're on site, you're on site.
And you can wake up to the sound of sheep in the barn.
That's it. You get to hear. We do have bathrooms, and the bathrooms are really clean. I did stay there in 2019. The bathrooms are really clean. They're open. The bathrooms are open 24/7. Showers 24/7. They're actually really nice. I've stayed in a lot of fairgrounds. I've stayed in a lot of campgrounds. They're actually really nice restrooms, all things considered.
Yeah. And there is security overnight too. So it's a nice, safe place to stay.
Correct. Yep.
So we do also have entry forms on our website. Deadlines are coming up for most of those. I believe it's the 26th. So you've got a couple of days. You can enter for the skeins and textiles, for the sheep show, for the wool show, for the fine fiber show. Is Sheep to Shawl still open for Fairgrounds Division?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can still sign up for Sheep to Shawl in-person team if you get your group together. So
That's
all
it.
of those, we have a form to fill out to enter, and then also the payment is done online. That's what you need to get done by the deadline. You don't need to send things to us, but there are options for things like skeins and textiles. You could get a package in the mail today if you can't come in person. And then I think the last thing to mention in our last minute before we go to the Sheep to Shawl virtual judging is volunteering. We are a volunteer-run festival. We are a nonprofit. Most of this is done by 4 people. We would love your help. So there's a volunteer form on our website. You can get to it from either the homepage or the contact us page. I'll put it in the chat in a little bit as well. And that is a great way for you to pitch in. If you love Lambtown Festival, help us make it great for everybody. Most of the shifts are a few hours. You get free admission, and you also get some nice gifts from us as a thank you for helping out.
I think I would add to that, our families would love it if you would help out.